amin ya rabbal alamin. And now we would like to invite our talented lecturer, Prof. Dr. Khairul Aidil Azlin Abdurrahman from Industrial Department, with a topic entitled Design Thinking as a Strategy for Innovation. Please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. First of all, I would like to thank everybody here, my students and lecturers to attend this lecture discourse. So, my topic today is on design thinking. So, it's a very what is called quite a hot topic nowadays, where a lot of other areas would like to include design after they have understand what this creativity is all about, and then they go for innovation. Now they are talking about design. In my presentation, will be covered into something like what is design thinking all about, and how I relate design thinking, with knowledge conversion. So, and how is also relate with the design process. This is very important so that we know what is actually, as a designer, how designer think, or how designer create wonderful products so that it will be accepted by the user. Okay? So you can interrupt me many times. No problem. If you want to ask questions straight away, because this will be not a one passive way. It will be some active presentation here. Okay? So I start with design knowledge because we are all designers here. We want to know where our knowledge comes from. It's actually from these three areas. People, product, and process. Okay? Why people are the consumer. We design for people. And I want you all also try to relate with your own research, whatever you have done through this particular concept. Okay? You can see that people is very important. That when we design for people. We not design for other things. Okay? So humans are very complex. Okay? So we cannot design for one person, or probably some design have to be designed for one person. Okay? Especially like spastic. People with handicaps. These are the people who need some new products. Okay. Now we go to the product here. So product is whatever we produce. As a designer, we produce new product. It's okay, even though you are an architect, you produce the building, or you create new things. So these are the things that are tangible. Something that we can see, we can touch, and all the five senses. Right? Another one is the process. The process is something that to make the product function, or to see how people think of to create the product. So the process is always something very dynamic. It's an action. You have to be. Sometimes it has a a systematic way, or sometimes we have unsystematic way. That's a lot happen. Unsystematic way, and sometimes the process is accidentally. This kind of thing, and it works in this particular design knowledge all about. Okay? So, if I relate these two, people and products, what will happen? Okay? We actually looking into the lifestyle or the trend. As a designer, if we study, we want to design a product, that means we study the people, we actually look at their trend, how they behave, how they will work, how they do this particular project, or how the consumer behave. Okay? For example, just a simple toilet over there, if you want to design it, you have to see what are the needs. So you see the lifestyle and trend. Okay? If you see this product and process, the relationship will be a lot of tools nowadays. How to make the process become very fast, how to make the process and the product more efficient so that the process has a standard, quality, can be accepted. Right? So a lot of tools are being used in the development of the product. Another part is if you relate with the people and the process, you look into how people work, the management, the thinking, the process of thinking to create the product or to solve a problem. Okay? So these are the areas which you can see very interesting where design thinking is all about. Okay? But overall, another area which is the nature environment also will influence the designer to get or to find or to embed their knowledge. Yeah? Because when you want to design, you have to look at the environment. You have to study the environment. So this, because when you study the environment, the idea is always novel. Because the environment is the God creation. Yeah? That's the thing. Yeah? It's very important here. So from here, you can see the model which is related to how we can accumulate our knowledge. Yeah? We create the product and we accumulate our knowledge. Now, we see what is design thinking also all about. So, it's actually a design process. It's a process, yeah, of a technique of solving the problem. Yeah, we start, okay, like these are the two guys, yeah, Tim Brown and Derek Kelly. They are from Aidil. They're famous in Stanford, right? So they are design consultants. They are industrial designers. They create a lot of new products from Apple, as well as all these. You can see all the new gadget in the world. So most of them are from them. The idea and the concept. So they come up with the idea of using design process. Yeah, design process that can be applied to a lot of areas. Not only design, but can be applied in management, in business, economics, in law, in humanities, sciences. So, and the process is actually can be accepted because they have these 5 steps or 5 main process. If you remember, I don't know, Dr. Zaki remember in olden days of when we apply a research grant, especially IRPA, They never ask us what your project is, what is the consumer needs. They never ask this. It's purely creating the product or doing the research. Now, one of the most important item, especially in the FRDS, they will ask you what will benefit to the user. Okay? So now only our government realize about this thing. Okay? And most important thing is from the KPT itself. Now they understand what is the need of empathy here. Okay? So you have empathy. Empathy is something that you have to look and to create to understand the needs of the user. You have to be on the ground. Either you do qualitative, quantitative, questionnaire, experiment, and understand real thing on the ground. That's why I always ask my students, when you start your PhD, please go on the ground. Your literature review together. Yeah? Not only just literature review and then suddenly you don't know what's happening on the ground. Yeah? When you ask people, because they are because this information is the first-hand information. Yeah, it's a primary data. The primary data is very, very good because the trend is changing. You know, the trend is changing. You only have a hypothesis of probably this. But when you go to the ground and suddenly, actually they don't like this. They want this. This is what always happens in a lot of the company. They make a lot of mistakes. So it becomes very expensive. So, and then they define it, what is the real thing that they have to design. What are the things that they can solve the problem. Yeah? They define. That means they will understand when they make the study of the empathy, then it will define the real needs and they know what to design. And it comes through idea. This is where our skill. The mistake, what we always can see our students done is to create and to find an issue, you say design. Correct? You don't have a concept, you don't have the idea what's a new thing to create for your design. And then the beauty thing about design is always the prototype. The prototype is making the thinking process is more faster. To make decision, to make it more functional, can be adapted to the user correctly. Yeah. And last but not least is the test, or what we call validation. Right? Validation is always being used by engineers, hardly used by designers. Okay. Nowadays, we have to go for validation. That means very important to see whether your idea can be accepted or not, or you talk nonsense on your products. Okay. So, validation is very important, where this kind of process is what we are practicing in industrial design. So, very good example is now the final year exhibition over there. You can see their research panel. They have concept, they have prototypes, the models, everything, and then they have some simple validation of the product. So when I access their work, I just ask the last question: what is your validation? What people like it? Is it like it or not? Is it what is the most interesting part of your design? They can show my design. The aesthetic part is very high, so they like the design. But probably the function is not good, so they can improve that straight away. So I don't have like difficulty of putting marks. Alright. So it's not that they are not there's a failure on the product, but they have done and they realize these are the things, because no design is perfect. Yeah, because the human are very complex. That's why. Yeah? So our experience in the studio, probably your lecturer will ask you, I don't like this color. Aris, what you want to answer? This kind of thing. When the lecturer also is have this personal preference, and you can just cry over there and argue and no ending. So if you do a validation, okay, my color, from the study of the trend, these are 3 colors that we selected. So out of this, I do a validation, which one is the most people like it. Then it can be accepted. See, as a designer, you have to propose the color through your study, for example. Right? You cannot just say, what color do you like? What color do you like? Kuning. And then you can come up with all nonsense result. Yeah? A good example of people of industrial designer do research on color is, you can see the color of the car. It's very limited, isn't it? You have silver, black, white, either red, blue, grey, and a tone of grey. This kind of thing. See? It's nowadays the color is more to the chemical mixing. Whether you want to have like sparkle effect or what. This kind of thing, which they are doing the validation and to see whether people consumer like it or not. Alright? So okay. Now I go to the knowledge is all about. What knowledge is all about. Okay? We have explicit knowledge and we have tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is something that is already there. It's considered, it's already done. Yeah? It's like just like anything is recorded in the books. Yeah? Yeah? It's like secondary data. Another one is the tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is something is in the body, in the mind. Yeah? Okay? So a good example of what we are doing our research is the Tika research, which we try to conserve how to do the plating of the mengkuang. Alright? So we have to get the master plater to teach and sit down in front of the apparatus and to see how this thing is being plated. So if you read from the book, sorry, I don't think you can get it. Same thing like anybody playing golf here? Bowling? Silat. Alright, silat. Silat also is very important. You see? You must have a Maha Guru to teach you the silat. But normally the Maha Guru won't teach everything to the student. That's the only problem. Later is lawan talking. Yeah. So that means the basic knowledge into the body. Okay. If you see, okay, I do an analogy here, just like this is the space for our environment. So we are this is considered you as a designer. So you will be involved with these two people, which is the consumer or the manufacturer. Yeah? Yeah? These are the things. Because when we design something, it has to be somebody to produce it. If you're an architect, there will be another contractor to build it. If you are a landscape designer, it will be same thing. You have other people to do. Yeah? So they also have the basic knowledge. Yeah? So the beauty thing is that the knowledge we have is we also have the expert people who have the experience, who have the knowledge of whatever they have, or wisdom, what we call wisdom, yeah? The high level of knowledge. That means, for example, when you learn computer, yeah? If you open the manual book, it will take you how many days to understand? But if you go for a training, just half day you understand to use the software. If you but read the manual, you still cannot understand. That's why when you learn computer, sometimes you need a trainer, which is all the shortcuts, especially like Photoshop, yeah, shortcuts here and there, yeah. These are the things. Yeah. So okay. Now I try to relate between the knowledge conversion process and the design process. Design process is similar to the design thinking process. Yeah, I'm taking here is the ISO 9001 because it's a standard. If you see a design thinking process, if you open the YouTube, they have other words they are using. Yeah, but actually it's a design process. Yeah. So now I try to relate the knowledge and the design. Yeah. So the process of the transformation, yeah, from one knowledge to other knowledge is like from tacit to explicit. Okay. Yeah. So it's getting heavy a bit, yeah. Yeah, that's it, and explicit. So you have here, when I say the knowledge conversion process, is actually a knowledge that you upgrade into higher level. If a knowledge transfer, yeah, you transfer the knowledge, is just like whatever from A to B, that's it. As that is nothing happen anymore. Right? If a knowledge conversion, you transfer A to B, but after B it creates another level. Right? This is different. That's why we are doing like proton. Okay? It's a knowledge transfer of producing the car. They use Mitsubishi as the company to produce so that we can learn from that. Yeah. And we just copy whatever Mitsubishi have, using the original model of Mitsubishi Proton. No, Inspira. Lancer. Yeah, Lancer. Okay, it's exactly right. That's why you can see the car is almost the same. Yeah. The only thing at that time Azlin is doing is the designing of the front grille and the back bumper, and using the idea which is put is brilliant, which is the bumper is similar with the body of the car. So it becomes like USP product. So it becomes very very unique because of that. Yeah, right. So if a knowledge transfer is just in the same graph, but knowledge conversion is going up. You learn and then you improve or you make it into a higher level. So the idea of here is reciprocation, is tacit to tacit. It's just like you go to really on the ground. Yeah. Okay. Reciprocation is mutual interaction between two parties in activity, in the changing knowledge. So you have to talk to people, right? So when you talk to people, it's just like to understand, and you accumulate data, information, and knowledge. So an expert will create benefit to both parties. If you talk to the expert, that means you get better information. If you're normal people, you get normal information. Okay? It's just like you're doing the interview. Yeah? So then you move just now to acceleration. This is where you create into from tacit to explicit, which is to make your idea tangible. So this process is actually very, very active, dynamic. You know, like you do brainstorming, you want to create new ideas. Yeah, that's why I put something very dynamic, and always you need a stimulation. Yeah? Stimulation. If you want to get idea, you need a stimulation. Alright? Normally, for designer, their stimulation will be images. Yeah? Some products. Yeah? Or sometimes you need example, or sometimes you need the existing product itself, or sometimes you don't want to have anything but a new way, or you want to come up with new way and you have to draw it. Yeah? Yeah? So this now my student is doing like a body storming kind of thing. Yeah? And you have a participatory, and then you become like another one is more to role play, this kind of thing. Yeah. So it become stimulate on the idea. Switch is more to the integration. Yeah. That means as a designer, we cannot work alone. It has to be with other expertise. That means you have to integrate, yeah, other experts, because the product is very complex and designer cannot work alone for the product realization. So that you actually have other experts to work. That's why in R&D, yeah, in R&D they have so many different and multidisciplinary areas. This is very important. Sometimes when we create a product, we want to become a solo designer. No way. Yeah? Or we are too ego. Yeah? This is my design. So I know everything. No, you don't know everything. Yeah? Actually, if you consult with the expert, your product can be much more better than what you expect. Okay? So that's why the integration is about total involvement. Total involvement. So this is what we should have in the faculty also. It's a multidisciplinary area. I think Waris is doing a good job because we have in the group, it's a multidisciplinary. So I always push on this. Yeah, my previous Institute of Design and Innovation, in the researchers are from engineering, business, social science, scientists, chemistry. Yeah. So I think when we do a product, this idea is very we can solve the problem in so many ways. Yeah. But that's why we are still would like to segregate, which I don't agree. And then assimilation. Once the product is there and we assimilate it, that means the idea. Yeah? The idea, when you come up with a new idea, new realization of product, it becomes as a new knowledge to you. You see the product. That's why designers like to see new things. When they see new things, they can create better than that. Yeah? This is how designers work. Yeah? So to enhance conversion from integration to assimilation, practice the key to the success. So it will make you, you practice it so that the product is become what you call more mature. Yeah? Systematic training by multiple repetition, embedded know-how into the experience. Okay. So these are the 4 how the knowledge is converted. Yeah, convert is just like kicking the ball, the rugby ball, over the goalpost. Yeah, that is conversion. What we call conversion. Okay, so from that we can see how we relate to the company knowledge conversion process in terms of knowledge. Yeah. So we hope that in the organization, this is the strategy for innovation. So I mentioned this on space, stimulation, expert, practice. This is what organization should have. And these are designer way of the process of the conversion. Yeah? So in terms of reciprocation, what the organization should provide is the space, is time and place. You need a place to work, and you need a stimulate environment. You need to integrate. You can use information technology, and you assimilate, you interact. Yeah. In the stimulation, yeah, this for designer, probably you look as a competition. That's why in the company like Sony, they always have competition among their designers. Yeah. Yesterday I went to Anugerah Harta Intellect presentation. I saw Mimos, I saw Produa. When I asked Mimos, why you all always participate in the competition? Oh, this is part of our KPI. We have to win at least 2 competition in 1 year. So it will make them very, very dynamic in terms of creating new ideas. Yeah. So competition is very important, so that for the designer, and yeah, this brainstorming is always the exercise to create new ideas, try to solve new problems. Yeah? And we always very afraid of trying and error. These are the things. Yeah, we have the negative impression. When you make mistake, that's it. You will be blamed. Say, wait. No, in design, that's why we have prototypes. That is the area, or that is the time you make mistake. That means, Sony want to produce their game pad. Yeah, the PS1 game pad is actually 120 prototypes. 120 prototypes of the form only. Yeah, whether this is correct or not to use until they get this, and then everybody copy. So very easy, China copy. And then communication, this is how when you stimulate and you communicate, right? Effectively, Nowadays we have a internet, very effective, people type, and get more information. And you see, expert Actually, expert is a ready knowledge available. That's why in Islam also, when you want to learn something, you have to have a teacher. That means it will shorten your process of learning. Yeah? So that's why expert, experience, facilitate learning, and of course apprentice. You can see why who's this guy? You know the program of apprentice? Donald Trump. Okay? Donald Trump create apprentice. Alright? Donald Trump create apprentice. If you see his program and you see the project that been given are all design based, all design based program. You see? So he are applying the design process. How to see how the apprentice got creative thinking, solving problem, how to manage it creatively, yeah, right? How to get more money, yeah. So they are all business and they are practicing design process. Okay? And then you can see the in terms of practice, yeah, routine, sketches, document, repetition. So these are the things that to make the knowledge more mature, or make it into embedded into the body, right? Okay. So this is the what I say the strategy in what innovation. What is it? Lupa tadi. Strategy innovation is there. So this is part of that. That means in your R&D, these are the things that we have to practice. Yeah. Okay. From that, yeah, you see this model again. Yeah, you involve these two people. Yeah, you as a designer, you try to imagine that you are designer, these are the consumer, and these are the organization or producer. So how the process will look like is like you interact with it, reciprocation, and then you stimulate. After you understand, you stimulate your idea and make it to explicit. Yeah, you come up, yeah, and then you create idea, yeah, you create a new product, and then the idea you integrate with expert. Later on, you make it into a product and assimilate it in the body back again. Yeah. Alright. So I want to show you a short video. See that video.
Small appliances like displacement keys. However, the geniuses at Stanford have come up with a process that will broaden perspective, helping create better solutions to massive type of problem. This process is called design thinking, and it's here to change the way you tackle problems. Design thinking encourages people to explore alternatives, creating options that have not existed before. Design thinking is successful because it focuses on the intent. It's more than just good economics, it's about understanding the context and culture of the state involved. This understanding is found in direct observation, qualitative data, which produces stories that people can empathize with. Once the research is conducted, the problem solver is more apt to find what the real problem is. After diagnosing the true problem, it's like the idea for brainstorming. No idea is how to make stuff existing solutions. Because design thinkers are practical, these are collective and lead to simple prototypes that test possible outcomes. Value prototyping is the justification process. We only learn about the quality of ideas and testing. In the process of ID, prototyping, and testing, we use Suddenly, those problems are simple and manageable with design.
There's a recap what is design thinking all about, so that you can understand more clearly on this. Yeah. So, okay, my conclusion. Yeah. From that. Yeah. Actually, the process of the knowledge is and design, because the design process, we have design process because we want to come up with the value of the product, and then knowledge completion process is to get the value of the knowledge. Yeah? So that means design process, knowledge completion, and design thinking is actually knowledge and design value. These are the things that we looking to. Yeah. So from that note, thank you very much for the question.
Okay. Prof, thanks for this talk about Prof. I want just asking what. Okay, I did two case study. First is like Honda Accord. Honda Accord car.
Okay.
Through my observation, according to the first model until now, this seems like DNA. I mean, the first model, the evolution is something they follow their DNA. Right now, then it's not. I think the segment D. So the design is not just next year. The new designer they change, but they follow. They like to me like something like DNA follow them more. But when compared to our lab proton, it's good. I think it's more older than here. This like this they go innovation, but it seems like a lack of the DNA. So the first model till now even like segment D or segment C, but they are totally changed. They not follow. So is it something that is it right when I say that it's probably the first designer? They create some direction of the philosophy of the like Honda Accord, something.
Thank you for the question. Just now, see more to the DNA of the design itself.
Yeah.
Okay, Honda. Okay, I've been to Honda. So the beauty of the Honda is their what you call their vision. Yeah. Because Honda dreams.
Power of dream.
The power of dream. Okay. So that means they embrace this their tagline. Right? Very good. Okay. The dream. Okay. That's why they started with they have this Asimo, the robot. Okay. They start with the robot. Actually, they started with only to make the robot to walk. Okay. Alright. To walk. Alright. I have the opportunity to talk with the designer of the Asimo when I was in Japan, because we like have a workshop. So the designer is actually his area is designing the agricultural machinery, tractor or this kind of thing. But the way how they think and giving the problem, even though he's in other area, he has to design the Asimo. So he used the concept of 10 years old boy. That's why the Asimo is this height. And this height is considered very cute. For them, they do the study. What is it? Before that, the robot is very big. It's just like the Star Wars want to kill or something like that. So they say we are designing the robot for the human. So these are the things. Okay. I go back to the Honda car, right? a good example is actually Honda Civic. Okay. When they come with the car, their concept is, they have a concept. The concept is man maximum, machine minimum. Okay? What does it mean? Man maximum, machine minimum. That means, if you see the car, the machine is the engine. It's small, isn't it? Yeah? And the man maximum, when you enter any Honda car, you feel very spacious. Hey, the car is small. How come it's very spacious? You realize that? Okay. That's why these are the things which they started first. The civic range. The civic range. Yeah. So when they start the civic range, that means they already have the mother. The mother. Proton car, no mother. It's adapted mother. No mother. It's adopted. It's adopted from Japan. Yeah, the Lancer coming from nowhere. So it started there. Alright? That's why when wajah come up, people will be questioning. Who have wajah? None of us have wajah. Oh, Dr. Raji have. Okay? If you see wajah is like totally different DNA. Okay?